For centuries, humanity has searched for healing in medicine, science, and prayer, yet there are moments when none of them seem enough. In those moments of deepest pain, when the body weakens and the soul feels lost, ancient traditions whisper of a presence that walks silently beside the suffering, an unseen healer, sent not to judge, but to restore what has been broken. His name is Raphael, an archangel whose very existence is bound to healing. Unlike angels of war or prophecy, Raphael does not arrive with thunder or fire. He comes quietly, often unnoticed, entering human lives at their weakest moments. Legends say that when despair feels unbearable, Raphael is already near, guiding events long before healing is visible. In sacred texts, Raphael does not reveal himself as an angel at first. He walks as a companion, a guide on dangerous journeys, a stranger offering wisdom at the right moment. Only later does humanity realize that healing was never accidental. Every step, every encounter, every delay carried a divine purpose carefully unfolding. But why Raphael? Why was this angel chosen to carry the power to heal bodies, calm minds, and restore wounded souls? Healing is not merely curing illness, it is restoring divine order where chaos has taken hold. Raphael does not heal by force, but by aligning humanity once again with the will of God. And perhaps the greatest mystery is this: Raphael does not heal only the faithful, nor only the worthy. He heals those who seek, those who trust, and those who are willing to walk the path laid before them. Because true healing does not begin in the body. It begins the moment the soul remembers it was never alone. Have you ever heard of an angel whose entire purpose is to bring healing to the world? Not with a sword or a scroll, but with a gentle touch and boundless compassion. Today, we read journeying into the celestial realm to meet one of the most beloved and essential figures in angelic lore, the Archangel Raphael. His story isn't one of epic battles, but of quiet miracles and profound comfort. It's a story that has brought hope to countless souls throughout history, a reminder that even in our darkest moments of pain and suffering, we are not alone. So, get ready to explore the divine ministry of the Angel of Healing. Let's start with his very name. In the ancient Hebrew language, the name Raphael, or Raphael, is a powerful combination of two words, Rapha, meaning healer or doctor, and El, meaning God. Put them together and you get God heals or God is healed. This isn't just a title, it's a declaration of his divine mission. His name itself is a promise, a beacon of hope affirming that the ultimate source of all healing flows from the divine. Unlike other angels whose names might signify strength or judgment, Raphael's name is a source of immediate comfort. It tells us that from the very beginning, his purpose was intertwined with mending what is broken, soothing what is in pain, and restoring what has been lost. It's a beautiful and profound identity, one that sets him apart as a unique and compassionate force in the celestial hierarchy. Speaking of hierarchy, where does Raphael stand among the angels? He is counted among the most powerful and revered of all, the archangels. In many traditions, he stands alongside two other legendary figures, Michael and Gabriel. You probably know Michael, the great warrior prince who commands the heavenly armies, and Gabriel, the divine messenger who delivered monumental news to prophets and to Mary. Together, this trio forms a core part of the celestial court, each with a distinct and vital role. While Michael defends and Gabriel communicates, Raphael completes this divine triumvirate with his mission of healing. He is one of God's chief archangels, entrusted with one of the most compassionate tasks imaginable, to oversee the well-being of all creation. His high rank signifies the immense importance that heaven places on healing and restoration. So, what exactly does a divine healer do? When we think of archangels, images of mighty warriors like Michael often come to mind. But Raphael's strength isn't found on the battlefield. He isn't a warrior, nor is he primarily a messenger like Gabriel. Though his presence certainly communicates a message of hope, Raphael is first and foremost a divine physician. In classic art and descriptions, he is often depicted holding a staff, symbolizing his role as a guide and a traveler, and a small box or jar, which represents healing balms and medicines. He is the patron of doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and anyone involved in the healing arts. His energy is one of gentle but powerful restoration, a celestial surgeon working on the deepest levels of our being. He doesn't destroy darkness. He fills it with light until the shadows have nowhere left to hide. Raphael's mission is all-encompassing. His healing isn't limited to just the physical body. His purpose is total restoration, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Think about it. A physical ailment can often be linked to emotional stress or a spiritual void. Raphael understands this intricate connection. He is the angel you would turn to not only for a sickness or injury, but also for a broken heart, a troubled mind, or a wounded spirit. His work is to bring everything back into balance, to restore the harmony that was disrupted by pain or trauma. He mends fractured relationships, soothes anxious thoughts, and helps guide lost souls back to their path. His mission is to make things whole again, to transform suffering into peace and despair into hope, ensuring that every aspect of a person's being is touched by divine grace. And this leads to the very heart of who Raphael is. He is the angel of empathy. He is the celestial being sent to walk alongside humanity, especially through our valleys of pain and uncertainty. His presence is not distant or removed, it's intimate and personal. The stories associated with him often depict him traveling with people in disguise, offering guidance, protection, and healing without them even realizing they are in the company of an archangel. He doesn't just look down from on high with pity. He journeys with us, sharing the road and lightening our burdens. His gaze is one of pure compassion, understanding the fragility and resilience of the human spirit. Raphael embodies the idea that God's healing is not a detached, magical event, but a constant, supportive presence that accompanies us every step of the way. One of the most famous accounts of Raphael's work comes from the Book of Tobit, a text included in the Catholic and Orthodox biblical canons. In this incredible story, a young man named Tobias is sent on a long journey. Unbeknownst to him, his traveling companion, who calls himself Azarias, is actually the Archangel Raphael in human form. Throughout their travels, Raphael protects Tobias from numerous dangers, including a giant fish in the Tigris River. He then instructs Tobias to use the fish's gall to cure his father, Tobit, of his blindness. Furthermore, Raphael helps free a woman named Sarah from a demon who had tormented her, allowing her to marry Tobias. At the end of the story, Raphael reveals his true identity, stating, "I am Raphael, one of the 7 angels who stand and serve before the glory of the Lord." This story perfectly illustrates his roles: a guide, a protector, a healer, and a uniter. Beyond this ancient text, countless people today feel a personal connection to Raphael. Many turn to him in prayer for healing for themselves or their loved ones. They might ask for his guidance before a surgery, for comfort during a chronic illness, or for strength to overcome emotional pain. Meditations and visualizations often involve imagining Raphael's healing light, frequently described as a vibrant emerald green, surrounding the person in need. This green light is believed to cleanse, rejuvenate, and restore health on all levels. Whether you see this as a literal intervention or a powerful psychological focus for the body's own healing capabilities, the result for many is a profound sense of peace and support. He has become a symbol of hope, a reminder that we can actively call upon a force of wellness and ask for help in our journey to recovery. The concept of an angel dedicated to healing is a powerful one. It suggests that health and wholeness are sacred, and that there is a divine force actively working to help us achieve them. Raphael's existence in these traditions tells us that suffering is not the final word. It tells us that for every ailment, every wound, and every heartache, there is a potential for healing. He represents the universe's inherent drive toward balance and well-being. This is an incredibly uplifting message. It reframes our struggles not as punishments, but as challenges that we have celestial support to overcome. The idea of Archangel Raphael is a testament to the compassionate nature of the divine, a promise that we are cared for in our most vulnerable moments. So, the next time you or someone you know is facing a difficult time, whether it's a physical illness, emotional turmoil, or a spiritual crisis, remember the story of the Archangel Raphael. Remember the angel whose very name means God heals. You can think of him as the divine physician, the compassionate traveler, the one who walks with us through the shadows. Whether you pray, meditate, or simply hold the image of his gentle, green light in your mind. Calling on his energy can bring a sense of comfort and hope. His legacy is a timeless reminder that healing is always possible, and that we are never truly alone in our journey toward wholeness. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of Archangel Raphael. I hope it brought you a sense of peace and inspiration. Have you ever felt lost, like you're journeying through life without a map, facing challenges you can't overcome alone? What if I told you there's an ancient story, a hidden gem in some versions of the Bible, that speaks directly to this feeling? It's a story about a guide, a protector, and a healer, an angel who walked among us in disguise. Today we're diving deep into the incredible account of the Archangel Raphael in the Book of Tobit. This isn't just a tale from long ago. It's a powerful narrative filled with lessons about faith, divine intervention, and the surprising ways help can appear in our lives. So, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's explore the journey that reveals one of heaven's most compassionate messengers. You might be surprised how this story from thousands of years ago can illuminate the path you're on today. The Book of Tobit, found in the Catholic and Orthodox Old Testaments, introduces us to a righteous man named Tobit. He was devout, charitable, and lived his life according to God's laws. But despite his piety, a series of misfortunes befell him. He lost his wealth, was ostracized, and in a bizarre accident, he was blinded. Tobit was plunged into despair, praying to God to let him die. At the very same time, hundreds of miles away in a city called Ecbatana, a young woman named Sarah was also in deep distress. She had been married 7 times, and each time, on her wedding night, a wicked demon named Asmodeus would kill her husband before the marriage could be consummated. She too was so filled with grief and shame that she considered ending her own life. But instead, she turned to prayer. Here we have 2 separate souls, in 2 different places, united in their suffering and their desperate cries to God. And the scriptures say their prayers were heard. God dispatched one of his 7 archangels, Raphael, whose name in Hebrew, Raphael, means God heals, but Raphael didn't descend in a blaze of glory. His mission required a more subtle approach. Back in Nineveh, Tobit remembered a large sum of silver he had left in trust with a relative in a distant land. Believing his own death was near, he wanted his son Tobias to retrieve it. But Tobias was young and didn't know the way. He needed a trustworthy guide for the long and dangerous journey. So, Tobit sent his son to find a companion. And who does Tobias find standing in the marketplace, ready for hire? A man who introduces himself as his brother. But this was no ordinary traveler. This was the Archangel Raphael, perfectly disguised as a human, ready to guide Tobias not just on a physical journey, but on a spiritual one as well. Raphael appears clearly in the Book of Tobit, not as a fleeting vision, but as a central character walking, talking, and eating alongside a human. He agrees to accompany Tobias, promising to bring him there and back safely. Tobit, unaware of his divine nature, blesses their journey, entrusting his only son to this mysterious but capable-looking stranger. And so, the 2 of them, along with Tobias's dog, set off on an adventure that would change their lives forever. Their journey began, and it wasn't long before they faced their first major test. As they camped by the Tigris River, Tobias went to wash his feet, and a giant fish leaped from the water, intent on devouring him. Tobias cried out in fear, but his companion Raphael was calm. He told Tobias to grab the fish and pull it ashore. He travels with Tobit's son, guiding and protecting him not with overwhelming force, but with instruction and encouragement. Once the fish was caught, Raphael gave Tobias a very specific set of instructions. He told him to cut the fish open and to carefully remove its heart, liver, and gallbladder, and to keep them safe, explaining that they were useful medicines. Tobias was puzzled but obedient. He did as he was told, and they cooked and ate the rest of the fish. This moment is crucial. It's the first glimpse Tobias gets that his guide possesses knowledge beyond that of an ordinary man. Raphael reveals a divine remedy hidden inside a fish. It wasn't a random act. It was a carefully orchestrated event by God to provide the very tools they would need to overcome the darkness that lay ahead for both Tobit in his blindness and Sarah in her demonic affliction. As they continued their journey, Raphael told Tobias that they would be staying at the house of a man named Ragal, who happened to be Sarah's father and a relative of Tobias. Raphael then explained Sarah's tragic story and told Tobias that it was his right and his destiny to marry her. Naturally, Tobias was terrified. He had heard the stories of the 7 husbands who had died. He didn't want to be the 8th, but Raphael reassured him. He told Tobias not to be afraid of the demon, because he had the remedy. Raphael instructed him that on his wedding night, he was to take the fish's heart and liver, place them on the burning embers of the incense, and the resulting smoke would drive the demon away, never to return. He also urged Tobias to pray with his new wife before they consummated their marriage, turning their union into a sacred act of faith rather than just a physical one. Trusting his guide, Tobias agreed. When they arrived, everything happened as Raphael had said. Tobias married Sarah, and that night he followed the angel's instructions precisely. The smoke filled the room, the demon fled, and was bound by Raphael in the deserts of Egypt. Sarah's curse was broken. Her parents, who had been so sure Tobias would die that they had already started digging his grave, were overjoyed to find him alive and well the next morning. While Tobias and Sarah were celebrating their wedding, Raphael demonstrated his incredible efficiency and power. He took it upon himself to travel to the city where Tobit's money was kept, presented the necessary documents, collected the entire sum of silver, and even brought the relative back with him to join the wedding feast. He managed everything flawlessly. After the celebrations, Tobias, Sarah and their caravan, now rich with the retrieved silver and wedding gifts, prepared to return home. Back in Nineveh, Tobit and his wife Anna were sick with worry. Their son had been gone for a long time, and they feared the worst. Anna would watch the road every day, weeping for her son. Finally, their dog, the same one that had left with them, came running ahead, signaling their approach. It was a moment of pure joy and relief. As Tobias rushed to greet his blind father, Raphael gave him one last crucial instruction. He told him to use the fish's gall to anoint his father's eyes. Tobias did exactly as he was told. He applied the gall and a white film peeled away from Tobit's eyes. Through Raphael's instruction, Tobit regains his sight. For the first time in years he could see. His first sight was that of his beloved son, home, safe, and now married. The household was filled with praise and thanksgiving to God for his incredible mercy. Now, with the journey complete, the money retrieved, the demon defeated, and sight restored, Tobit and Tobias wanted to reward their incredible guide, Azariah. They offered him half of all the wealth they had brought back, a fortune by any measure. But the guide had a surprise of his own. It was time for the great reveal. He gathered Tobit and Tobias together and told them the truth. He was not Azariah, a man from the tribe, but said, "I am Raphael, one of the 7 angels who stand and serve before the glory of the Lord." He explained that all along, when he seemed to be eating and drinking with them, he was not consuming physical food, it was a vision. He was a spiritual being sent by God in response to their prayers. He admonished them not to thank him, but to praise and thank God. For it was God's will and God's power that had accomplished everything. This was not magic, it was divine healing through obedience. The healings and the victory were not products of a fish's organs on their own. They were conduits for God's power, activated by the faith and obedience of Tobit and Tobias. After delivering his message, Raphael ascended to heaven before their very eyes, leaving them in awe. So what can we take away from this incredible story today? First, the power of prayer. The entire story is set in motion by the earnest prayers of 2 suffering people. It reminds us that God hears us, even when we feel completely alone in our pain. Second, divine help often comes in unexpected packages. Raphael didn't appear as a mighty winged warrior. He came as a humble traveling companion, a friend. Sometimes, the angels in our lives are the kind friends, wise mentors, or even strangers who offer help just when we need it most. We need to have the eyes to see them. And finally, the story of Raphael is a testament to the importance of obedience and trust. Tobias could have questioned Raphael's strange instructions about the fish, or refused to marry Sarah out of fear. But he trusted his guide, and his obedience unlocked miraculous blessings. The Book of Tobit teaches us that when we align our will with God's, and trust the guides he sends us, we open the door for healing, restoration, and victory over the darkness in our lives. It's a timeless message of hope, reminding us that God is always working behind the scenes for our good. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the Book of Tobit. It's a story that personally inspires me, and I hope it brought some light to you as well. Have you ever felt like you had a Raphael guiding you in your life? Share your story. You never know who you might encourage. Until next time, stay curious and keep the faith. Have you ever wondered about the true nature of healing? We often think of it as a physical process, something doctors and medicine handle. But what if there's a deeper, more spiritual dimension to it? Today, let's explore the profound role of the Archangel Raphael, not just as a healer, but as a divine conduit for restoration. You might have heard stories about Raphael, the angel of healing, but there's a common misconception we need to clear up right away. Raphael does not heal by his own power. He isn't an independent force with a personal supply of miracles. Instead, think of him as a pure, flawless channel. Imagine a brilliant, warm light flowing directly from the source of all creation, from God himself. This light is the very essence of healing, of wholeness, of divine perfection. Raphael is the being who receives this light, not to keep it, but to guide it. His entire existence in this role is one of service, a testament to his perfect alignment with the divine will. The power isn't his, it is God's power flowing through him. This is a crucial distinction. It reminds us that all true healing originates from a single, benevolent source. Now, picture this divine light, this healing energy, passing through Raphael's hands. He acts as a transformer, stepping down this immense celestial power so it can be safely and effectively received by us in the human world. He channels God's healing will into our reality. It's like an artist taking pure, unshaped clay and molding it into a beautiful form. The clay is the divine will for wholeness, and Raphael is the master craftsman who shapes it to mend our specific needs. He directs this energy with perfect precision, not according to his own judgment, but in perfect harmony with God's plan for each individual. His hands are not the source of the cure, but the sacred instruments through which the cure is delivered. This act of channeling is one of immense love and compassion, bridging the gap between the infinite power of the divine and our finite, often fragile, human experience. So what does this healing actually look like? It's not just about patching up wounds. The core concept here is restoration. Imagine a shattered vase. Healing, in this context, isn't just gluing the pieces back together. It's about returning the vase to its original perfect state, as if it were never broken. This is what Raphael's work facilitates. Healing is restoration, returning creation to its divine order. When we are sick, injured, or emotionally wounded, we are in a state of disharmony, out of sync with our original divine blueprint. Raphael's role is to guide the process of realignment, helping to restore our bodies, minds, and spirits to the state of wholeness that God intended for us. It's about mending the broken patterns and bringing everything back into its rightful, harmonious place within the grand design of creation. This is a far more profound concept than simply getting rid of symptoms. It's about becoming whole again. To truly grasp this, let's visualize Raphael's position. He stands between heaven and earth, a majestic and compassionate figure. He is not fully detached in the celestial realms, nor is he bound to the struggles of our world. He occupies a unique space, a nexus point. In this role, Raphael serves as a bridge between divine mercy and human suffering. On one side, he is connected to the infinite wellspring of God's love and compassion. On the other, he reaches out to our pain, our fears, and our infirmities. He is the sacred intermediary who hears our prayers for healing and presents them before the divine throne, and in turn brings back the answer in the form of restorative energy. He connects the plea with the solution, the suffering with the relief. He is the ultimate diplomat of the soul, negotiating our return to health and peace on behalf of divine grace. And this healing, this restoration, it goes far beyond what we can see. It's easy to focus on physical ailments, a broken bone, a persistent illness, but the healing Raphael facilitates is much more holistic. His healing reaches deeper than flesh, it reaches into the soul. Think about the wounds that no X-ray can see, a broken heart, the weight of grief, the scars of trauma, the ache of despair. These are often the deepest and most painful wounds of all. Raphael's energy works on this subtle, energetic level. Imagine a soft, subtle glow beginning to form around these wounded parts of our hearts and minds. This is the light of divine love, gently dissolving the darkness, soothing the pain and reminding the soul of its inherent worthiness and wholeness. It's a quiet, internal process, a mending of the spirit that allows true, lasting peace to take root. This is why his work is so vital. He helps heal the parts of us that we often neglect. This process isn't always a dramatic, instantaneous miracle. More often, it's a gentle and gradual unfolding. Think of a tightly closed flower bud. Raphael's influence is like the warm sun and gentle rain that encourage the bud to slowly open, petal by petal, revealing the beauty within at its own perfect pace. He doesn't force the healing. He nurtures the conditions for it to occur naturally, according to divine timing. He might guide us toward the right doctor, the right friend, or the right piece of information. He might inspire a sudden insight or a change in perspective that shifts our entire being toward health. His help can be found in the synchronicity that leads you to a solution, or the unexpected wave of peace that calms a troubled mind. He works through intuition, through signs, and through the quiet whispers of the heart, always guiding us back to the path of wholeness. To connect with this powerful and loving archangel, you don't need elaborate rituals. It begins with a simple, heartfelt intention. It begins with prayer. Speak to him as you would a trusted friend and guide. Open your heart and ask for his assistance. You can say something as simple as, Archangel Raphael, please be with me. Please channel God's healing light into my body, mind, and spirit. Help me to be restored to perfect wholeness according to God's will. By making this sincere request, you are opening a door. You are giving him permission to act as that divine bridge in your life. You are signaling your readiness to receive the healing that the universe, that God, is so eager to give. Your faith and your willingness to receive are the keys that unlock this sacred connection. Ultimately, the story of Archangel Raphael is a story of hope. It's a powerful reminder that we are never truly alone in our suffering. It teaches us that healing is not just possible, but is our divine birthright. By understanding Raphael's true role as a channel for God's perfect will, we can shift our perspective from one of helplessness to one of profound and empowered faith. We learn that every prayer for healing is heard and that a powerful, loving force is always working on our behalf, bridging the gap between our earthly struggles and heavenly grace. This knowledge itself is a form of healing, bringing comfort and peace to a weary soul. It assures us that restoration is always within reach, and that the path back to wholeness is illuminated by a divine and unwavering light. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of healing. May you feel the gentle, restorative presence of divine healing today and always. Have you ever felt broken, in body, mind, or spirit? Have you ever wondered if true deep healing is even possible in this often chaotic world? Today we're going to explore a powerful source of healing, a beacon of light in times of darkness. We're talking about the Archangel Raphael, whose very name means God heals. This isn't just about ancient stories. It's about a living, breathing energy that you can connect with right now for profound transformation. So, get comfortable, open your heart, and let's embark on this journey of divine healing together. Let's start with the most tangible form of suffering, physical ailments. We've all experienced them, the nagging ache, the sudden illness, the chronic condition that drains our energy and dims our light. Raphael is renowned as the ultimate divine physician. His domain is the healing of the physical body. Think of his energy as a vibrant emerald green light, a pure, life-giving force that flows into every cell, every tissue, every organ. When we call upon Raphael, we are asking for this divine light to permeate our being, to mend what is broken, and to restore our natural state of health and vitality. Imagine this green light gently wrapping around an area of pain, soothing the inflammation, and accelerating the body's own miraculous healing processes. It's not about foregoing medical advice, but about supplementing it with a powerful spiritual ally. Raphael's energy can work in harmony with doctors, therapies, and medicines to bring about a more complete and holistic recovery. When you're sick, feeling weak, or recovering from an injury, you can simply close your eyes and visualize this healing green light. Ask Raphael to guide the hands of your caregivers, to bless your treatments, and to infuse your body with the strength it needs to mend. This is the first layer of Raphael's gift, the restoration of the physical vessel. But our well-being is so much more than just physical health. Our minds can be a battleground of stress, anxiety, and fear. In our modern world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, lost in a fog of worry and confusion. This is where Raphael's healing touch extends to the mind. He is a master at calming the turbulent waters of our thoughts and emotions. When you feel anxiety tightening its grip or despair casting a long shadow over your thoughts, Raphael's presence can bring an incredible sense of peace and clarity. He helps to untangle the knots of negative thinking, replacing fear with faith and confusion with clear-sightedness. His energy is like a gentle breeze that clears away the clouds, allowing the sunshine of your own inner wisdom to shine through. If you're struggling with a difficult decision, feeling mentally exhausted, or battling intrusive thoughts, take a moment to connect with Raphael. Ask him to heal your mind, to bring you peace, and to illuminate the path forward. You can visualize his green light surrounding your head, cooling the fires of anxiety and bringing a serene stillness. This mental healing is crucial because a calm mind is the foundation upon which all other forms of healing can be built. Perhaps the deepest wounds we carry are not in our bodies or even our minds, but in our hearts. Emotional pain, from heartbreak, betrayal, grief, or past trauma, can linger for years, affecting every aspect of our lives. These wounds can make it hard to trust, to love, and to feel joy. Raphael is a tender and compassionate healer of the heart. He understands the depth of our emotional suffering and offers a safe space for us to release it. His energy works to gently mend the broken pieces of our hearts. Imagine him holding your heart in his hands, bathing it in that same loving emerald green light, sealing the cracks and soothing the aches. He doesn't erase the memories, but he helps to release the painful charge they hold. He teaches us that it's possible to move through grief without getting stuck in it, to forgive those who have hurt us, not for their sake, but for our own freedom. When you're nursing a wounded heart, invite Raphael in. Allow him to witness your pain without judgment and to fill the empty spaces with divine love and acceptance. This emotional healing allows us to open our hearts once more, to connect with others, and to live with a renewed sense of emotional freedom and resilience. Beyond the physical, mental, and emotional realms, there is the core of our being, our spirit. Sometimes, life's challenges can make us feel disconnected from our spiritual source, from God, from the universe, whatever that higher power is for you. We might feel lost, purposeless, or as if our prayers are going unanswered. This spiritual misalignment is a profound form of disease. Raphael's role as a divine healer extends to restoring this vital connection. He helps us to realign our personal energy with the infinite energy of the divine. He reminds us that we are never truly alone and that we are an integral part of a loving, intelligent universe. By working with Raphael, we can clear away the energetic blockages that prevent us from feeling this connection. He helps to heal the spiritual wounds of doubt and disillusionment, reigniting the flame of faith within our souls. When you feel spiritually adrift, call on Raphael to be your guide. Ask him to help you clear your channel to the divine, to strengthen your faith, and to remind you of your true spiritual nature and purpose. This spiritual healing is the anchor that holds us steady through all of life's storms. So, what is true healing? It isn't just the absence of sickness. True healing, as guided by Raphael, is the experience of wholeness. It is the integration and harmony of body, mind, emotions, and spirit. It's when your physical body is vibrant and strong, your mind is clear and peaceful, your heart is open and loving, and your spirit is firmly connected to its divine source. This is the ultimate goal of Raphael's work within us. He doesn't just patch up one part, he works to restore the entire system to its intended state of radiant well-being. When all these aspects of ourselves are healed and aligned, we become whole. We stand in our full power, resilient, joyful, and purposeful. The silhouette of our being is no longer fragmented or dim, but complete and shining with an inner light. This is the promise of divine healing. It is a journey of returning to the truth of who we are, magnificent beings of light, capable of experiencing profound health, peace, and joy. Raphael is our steadfast guide and companion on this sacred journey back to ourselves. Now, how can you practically invite this healing energy into your life? It's simpler than you might think. It begins with a sincere intention and an open heart. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. You can sit or lie down comfortably. Close your eyes and take a few deep cleansing breaths, releasing the tensions of the day. Then, simply speak your intention, either aloud or in your mind. You can say something like, Archangel Raphael, I call upon you now. Please surround me with your divine healing light. I am open and receptive to your healing assistance for my highest good. Be specific about what you need help with. Are you seeking physical comfort, mental peace, emotional release, or spiritual connection? Don't be shy. Share your heart's request. Next, visualize it. Imagine a brilliant, beautiful, emerald green light descending from above. See it entering the top of your head and slowly filling your entire body. Watch as this light flows into every cell, every muscle, every bone. If you have a specific area of pain or illness, direct the light there. See it concentrating in that spot, dissolving any blockages, soothing any inflammation, and restoring perfect health. Spend a few minutes just basking in this light, feeling its warmth, its love, its healing power. Trust that healing is taking place on a deep, energetic level. Remember, this isn't a one-time fix. Building a relationship with Raphael is like nurturing any friendship. Call on him regularly, not just when you're in crisis, but as a daily practice of maintaining your well-being. You can speak to him throughout your day, asking for his guidance and support in small moments as well as big ones. The more you connect with his energy, the more you will notice his subtle and profound influence in your life. Signs of his presence can be varied. You might see flashes of green light, find feathers in unexpected places, or feel a sudden sense of peace and warmth wash over you. You might notice that information or people related to your healing journey suddenly appear in your life. Pay attention to these synchronicities. They are winks from the divine, assuring you that your prayers have been heard and that you are being cared for. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of healing with Archangel Raphael. Remember that you are deserving of health, happiness, and wholeness. You are never alone on your journey. May the healing light of Raphael bless you and keep you, always. Have you ever felt lost, standing at a crossroads in your life, unsure which way to turn? It's a feeling we all know. In those moments of darkness, of uncertainty, we often look for a sign, a glimmer of light, to guide our way. Today, let's talk about one of the most beloved sources of that light, the Archangel Raphael. Many people know Raphael as the great celestial healer, the angel of physical and emotional recovery. And while that's absolutely true, his role is so much deeper, so much more intricate than just mending what's broken. Raphael is also the angel of safe journeys. Think about that for a moment. A journey isn't just about traveling from one city to another. Life itself is the grandest journey of all, filled with winding roads, unexpected detours, and moments where we feel completely and utterly lost. Imagine a traveler walking through a thick, dark forest at night. The path is barely visible. Strange sounds echo in the trees, and fear starts to creep in. Suddenly, a gentle light appears, not blinding, but just bright enough to illuminate the path ahead, revealing the safe places to step and avoiding the hidden routes that could make you fall. That light is Raphael. He is the divine compass for lost souls, the celestial guide who helps us navigate the darkness, both in the world and within ourselves. When we are spiritually adrift, confused about our purpose, or struggling with a decision, Raphael's energy helps us find our true north, guiding us back to the path that aligns with our highest good. When you look at a map of your life, you'll see countless roads splitting off into different directions. Some paths look tempting and easy, while others seem steep and difficult. It's at these junctures that Raphael's guidance is most profound. He doesn't make the choice for us. Free will is a sacred gift. Instead, he helps illuminate the path that leads to our soul's growth and ultimate destination. It might appear as a gut feeling, a sudden insight, or a coincidence that points you in a certain direction. That gentle nudge, that soft inner voice saying, "This way," is often Raphael's influence, helping you choose the road that, while perhaps not the easiest, is the one you were truly meant to travel. He shows us that sometimes, the most important journey is the one that leads us back to ourselves. But what about protection? Raphael's role as a protector is intrinsically linked to his role as a guide. He is the patron of travelers, pilgrims, and all who embark on a quest, whether physical or spiritual. He wraps those who seek his help in a shield of emerald green light, a guardian energy that deflects negativity and harm. This protection isn't just for avoiding physical accidents on a highway. It's also for shielding our hearts and minds from despair, anxiety, and the draining energy of others. When you call upon Raphael with a sincere heart, especially when you're on a journey of healing, you are inviting his powerful, protective presence to surround you. This sincere faith acts as a beacon, drawing his light to you, ensuring that you are safe and supported as you navigate the challenges on your path to wholeness. It's important to understand a subtle yet powerful truth about healing. We often expect miracles, a sudden, dramatic fix to all our problems. We pray for the storm to vanish instantly. But sometimes, healing doesn't come in a flash of lightning. Sometimes, healing comes through guidance. Raphael often works in ways that are quiet and unseen. He might not remove the mountain from your path, but he will walk beside you, giving you the strength, clarity, and resilience to climb it. He might guide you to the right doctor, the right therapist, or the right friend who says exactly what you need to hear. He might inspire a new perspective that allows you to see your challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. This is the true essence of Raphael's healing. It's not always about a miraculous cure, but about the miraculous journey he leads us on. The healing is in the journey itself. Think of him as the ultimate spiritual navigator. He knows the destination, your highest, healthiest, most joyful self, and he knows the best routes to get there. He heals by leading us to the people, the places, and the experiences we need to encounter in order to grow. He guides us away from what no longer serves us and toward what will nurture our souls. So, the healing you seek might be found not in staying still and waiting for a miracle, but in taking that first step on the path he illuminates for you. So, how can we connect with this incredible guiding light? It's simpler than you might think. You don't need elaborate rituals. The journey is the destination, and he is the perfect guide. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Raphael's light. May your own journey be blessed with light and guidance. In the vast, luminous tapestry of the celestial realm, where light and love intertwine to form the very fabric of existence, there are beings of immense power and profound compassion. Among these radiant figures, one stands out as a beacon of hope and restoration: the Archangel Raphael. This is the light of Raphael, a celestial glow that soothes the soul and mends the body. Think of the times in your life when you have felt broken, physically or emotionally, a diagnosis that shook your world, a grief that seemed insurmountable, a weight of anxiety that pressed down on your spirit until you could barely breathe. The path to wellness can seem impossibly steep, shrouded in fog and uncertainty. It is precisely in these darkest valleys that Raphael's light shines the brightest. He walks beside us, his presence a steady hand on our shoulder, whispering encouragement to our weary hearts. It begins in the quiet sanctuary of your own heart. It begins with trust, faith, and surrender. Healing begins when you let go of the need to control every outcome, when you release the grip of fear and doubt. This act of surrender is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of profound strength. It is the recognition that our own power is limited, and that by opening ourselves to a higher power, we unlock a potential for healing that is infinite. We are asking for our spirit to be healed alongside our body, for our hope to be restored, for our faith to be strengthened. This is the essence of divine healing, a holistic approach that honors the intricate connection between body, mind, and spirit. The archangels are not distant, mythological figures. They are active, loving presences in our world, eager to assist us if we only ask. Raphael's domain extends beyond physical ailments. He is also a powerful healer of emotional wounds. Ask him to cut the energetic cords that tie you to negative patterns and to fill the resulting void with his light of love and peace. He can guide you to the right therapists, support groups, and resources that will aid in your recovery. Furthermore, Raphael is known as a divine matchmaker, helping to heal relationships and bring soulmates together. Ask him to dissolve misunderstandings, to foster compassion, and to open the channels of clear, heartfelt communication. You are learning to trust, to have faith, and to see the hand of God in every aspect of your life. The next time you or a loved one is in need of healing, remember Raphael. Envision his green and gold light surrounding you, infusing you with strength, peace, and vitality. This is not just a belief, it is an experience, an energy you can feel, a presence you can know. The healing power of heaven is available to all of us. The mysteries of the celestial realms are vast and wondrous, and the healing power of the archangels is just one facet of this divine truth. There is so much more to explore about the nature of heaven, the purpose of our souls, and the loving guidance that surrounds us at all times. Subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the mysteries of angels, the secrets of heaven, and the divine truths that can transform your life.